comes as no surprise to you guys that I like to buy stuff. And when I say buy stuff, I don't just mean your generic bicycle. I mean things from helmets to pedals, wheels, tyres, broken down bikes, anything to do with bikes, I seem to buy them, especially bundles. As you can see, it's kind of got a little bit out of hand. There's piles of bikes there, there's piles of bike parts down there. I do my due diligence. I do my due diligence to get rid of all this stuff in a profitable way. It's the way that my mind, I guess it's the flavour of the tism that I have, is to buy stuff, organise it and sell it. So all inside the shed tent is stuff that should be organised. Now it kind of needs a bit of a tidy up. To start me off with tidying and moving some of these bits, I've managed to sell some parts overnight. Seems to be that everyone likes to buy stuff during the night, either when there's a little bit of happy juice helping them do the purchases, or they just like to treat themselves. So we have a few parts, 700C wheels with a 7-speed freewheel and some Schwalbe tyres on there. We also have a set of Team Vision 30 wheels. I have a cassette that's kind of in bits. We've got to package those up. There's as well, there's some bar tape and there's a seat post. They are all going to separate buyers, so we'll have to get them packaged up and then take them over to the post office, which is a stone's throw over there. So I went down to the local shop where the post office is and asked do they have any boxes that I don't have to pay for, and they came out with this. So the usual score now would be is to flatten the boxes, patchwork them together like a blanket, and then fit them around these wheels. So let's get on with that. Now, one of the things that I never seem to take an account of is postage. So when I'm doing my prices, I always price it for the item, and then I completely forget that I have to post them. So unless they're small enough, I have the regular generic postage packaging, like this. Money, money, money! But anything bigger than that, I seem to forget about the boxes. Luckily, the shop down the road has plenty of snack boxes. Which we're going to need to do these wheels up. That's the first one done. Not too bad, took absolutely ages. I might have to buy some actual cardboard boxes, but it's not too bad. I'm sure it'll make its way okay. Let's crack on with the other ones. Now with them all loaded up, let's take them to the post office. So with deliveries made today, let's get on with organising this inventory. Each category of part is organised into its separate kind of boxes. There's usually 2 to 3 different kinds of parts in each box, and I'm trying to keep somewhat organised. Over the time that I've been doing it, it seems that things had scattered around and I've ended up with more different kinds of parts in each box. So I need to do a bit more organising. I did originally have a background of just plain white for taking pictures and listing things online, and I've since upgraded to this kind of quirky, rustic looking chipboard. With organising the parts, I have strapped them with cable ties onto a piece of recycled cardboard with a stamped mark of Rally Rides. Now the boxes usually sit underneath the workbench tables, so I'm going to have to organise things and stick it all back together. But this is what I've been doing. So here's a quick before, here's a different box, and here's an after. This is the sort of thing I'm trying to aim for so I can manage the stock so it doesn't all get clanged around and chipped. There's nothing worse than taking nice pictures of an item, then when you sell it, turns out it looks like it's been in the back of a transit van. Now let's get on with tidying the shed tent and see if we can put it back together. So after tidying the shed tent, I've managed to sell another 2 items. One being quite a nice helmet. The second item we managed to sell was this lovely stem. It's a really nice 3T something or other team stem that we bought back in Cambridge when we did the Cambridge Barns video. I'll leave the link to that video somewhere here in the top right corner. That was quite a nice video and we got that piece from there. If you guys are wondering where I sell all my items, I sell it on my Vinted account. I will leave the account link down below in the description and take a look. I upload parts every day and I ship parts every day. Now there's 1 or 2 things I do to make sure I can sell these items with confidence. Apart from cleaning them and taking the pictures of it, I like to base them on a board, as you've seen earlier on. So let me show you what I kind of do. So let's take this for example. This is a Trans X suspension stem that I bought actually quite a while ago from a guy in Great Yarmouth. And it's been just kind of thrown around like this in one of the Tupperware boxes. And you can see it started to get a couple of marks, and this was all clear, it's now got all yellow and horrible. So we're going to do the same to these, to this. So I've got a selection of cardboard. Obviously this one's too small, so we'll have to get one from back outside. And then I'm going to show you what I do to increase the chances of it selling online, make it a little bit more appealing. So the first thing I'm going to do on this side is get a nice piece of cardboard. I'm going to use recycled cardboard because it's cheap and it's free and it's good for the environment. And we're going to use this nice Frazzles piece for a bit of humour. At this point you've got 2 options with this. So you can either have it roughly like that with the Frazzles logo behind it and the colours, or you can have it this way, stamp, 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 and then put it on there so it looks kind of bare fresh like these. How the stampage is on the back, not that you can always notice it, but yeah, I'd trim it down a bit. But so I can either do that, we'll go with this. The silly version of me says go with that because it's a good contrast for the silver, but I think we'll try with this one first. So first of all what I'm going to do is go ahead with this stamp. Mia got me this from Etsy, I think, so that's what it looks like. Pretty cool. So that would be an idea. I'd put it on like this usually. Let's just go ahead with that, shall we? And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a small little flathead screwdriver, as you can see, and then I'm going to poke it through some holes of where I think I want to strap it down. Let's go down there in the middle. There and there. Just going to widen the hole a bit. There and there. And we've got some small cable ties. Through that through the back. Oh. Cut through the middle. Now after that I've sold another saddle, so I have my work cut out for me for more packaging with the helmet, the stem and this other saddle. So I'm going to have to leave it there so I can get on with shipping some stuff. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys, and if you're interested, please check it out, links below. Check my Instagram because there's a big thing about to happen. We might have a little bit of a PR sponsor. Stay tuned to watch the next one. And thank you ever so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!